Hi guys, once again, this is the Scrabble Man. I'm going to discuss the 5 games that I played today on the COCO Scrabble Club tournament. All right, this is week number 12. We got 5 more weeks to go. I'm currently placed second, as you can see on the overall standings. After 12 rounds, I'm behind by 4 win differentials against Austin. So Austin again won this round. So it's getting quite tight, and I'm still quite confident that I'll overhaul that differential of 4. 5 more rounds to be played in December. So let's see how this all pans out. But for today, I was placed second. I won 3.5 games. Austin won 4. I had a very close draw with Sami Okosaka, a very good international player from Nigeria, now residing in the USA. So I played 2 games with him, and I'll discuss all of those games with you today. I had some very tough games today. One with Austin, one with Mohammed Suleiman, Nishtar, that is, who's placed 4th. And of course, 1 game with Devon Dublin, who's placed 9th. So 5 games I played today. So let's get right into it. The first game that I played was against Nishtar. His name is Mohammed Suleiman, as you can see on the screen. So I managed to win this game. I was rather lucky. I picked up both the blanks, so that always helps. So I'll get right into it. So this was his rack. So I'm going to discuss more my rack and the turns that I could have played rather than my opponents, because it's a discussion about the games that I played. So this is what he played with this rack here. So he played Jaw. He could have played Jaker, apparently. That's the move that he definitely, he should have played that, because that's a big score there. He missed out on 48 points. Now I had this rack, and for some reason I thought I was starting the game, and I was so excited. So obviously you guys know the bonus that's there, Tindery, and I started typing it on the board, and the computer lets me know, oh no, actually you're not starting the game, it's your opponent. Very disappointed. So I think the only other bonus that I could have played was if he had given me the L. Trendily is the only bonus there, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah, so I was rather frustrated. So I told myself, let me just get rid of the 2 most unfriendly letters for bonuses, which would be the Y and the D. So I played Yad. I didn't want to give him extra floaters. The computer has some interesting suggestion. This is an interesting suggestion, but again, if he plays a double-double, a 4-timer on the first turn, that gives him such a boost. So I still wanted to keep things tight. I don't have an S or a blank to really hook onto something here, with the tight board that I find myself in. So I played Yed, half being defensive, and also on the other hand trying to maybe score a bonus on the subsequent turn in case he plays a bonus, or in case he obliges me with some floaters to make an 8-letter word. So half and half there. I don't know what you guys think of that move, because yeah. Then my opponent has this. So if I had played WYN, my opponent would have played WYNN, hooked onto that WYN, and played Wrinkle. You can clearly see the bonus there, Wrinkle, but now he doesn't have a place to play Wrinkle. So he chooses to play Jink. Now, a bit frustrating for me. I don't have a bonus. I picked up another D and a B. So I told myself, now the board's rather defensive. The board's rather clogged up. I need an S or a blank to unlock this board. If I have bonus friendly letters which don't have any blanks or S's in them, I don't think I'll be able to score my bonus. I don't have a place for my 7-letter word. Neither do I have floaters in abundance for me to play an 8. So I have to unlock this board. And to unlock this board, I need to get rid of as many tiles as I possibly could, and hopefully pick up some power tiles, some S's, some blanks. All right. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't go for the best move here, is for me to play Dib. No point hanging on to RENT, because even if I picked up a bonus, the board is clogged up. I can't unlock it. Okay, so what I chose to do was to throw off as many tiles as I possibly could and score some points while I'm doing that. So I scored 26 points, and I played that bird Bident. Yep. And then my opponent, in fact, is very frustrating for him. 2 successive moves, he has bonuses, but he can't play them anywhere on the board. Second move, he had Wrinkle. Now he has a leeward. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a place on the board for it to be fitted anywhere. So he plays a wheel, which is the best move, good spot, 40-odd points. Now I was waiting with bated breath, hoping that he wouldn't block this T. which would enable me to fit my several letters onto the T and make thyroid with an extra E in it. So, but while he took a while to play this moves, as you can see, his clock, he was 12 minutes before he played that move. And then afterwards it was 12 and a half, and now it's 10 minutes. So it took a while. So in the meantime, I was planning out my plan Bs, what I would do in case this move wasn't available to me. So I was thinking of playing Jinky and Dori or something along those lines. But yeah, it didn't matter because the T was still available to me, and I played thyroid. I was very pleased with that. Now, unfortunately for my opponent, he doesn't have good tiles. He has one vowel and a bunch of consonants. So yeah, rather frustrating for him. So he scored rent with a Y in the front for 27 points. And yeah, the sun's shining on me. I straight away saw the bonus there, Lavelia. There's a nice parallel play here with Rear Whale, which I didn't spot. I had a feeling there was a nice parallel play that I was going to miss out on. But Lavelia serves me well. 74, not much to choose between the two. Rear Whale is a tad defensive, I suppose. Lavelia isn't too bad because he's played Virent, so I'm not really giving him any floaters with the I, the E, and the R. So that's good. Again, very frustrating for my opponent. Not too far from a bonus, but yeah, not quite there as well. So he chooses to play Pod, and very easy play for me. As soon as he played Pod, I straight away saw G-H-E-E. Very easy word, good score. Nothing much to think about there. Yep, so my opponent with those letters chose to play Pine. Very frustrating for him. Yes, so I had these letters. I did think for a moment that I should play Morel and finish off the tiles because I'm about 70 ahead. If I play Morel, I'm about 100 ahead. I could possibly pick up the Z or the black, but really, Locks is the move there. Not much to argue. And then my opponent plays BN. And I pick up 2 U's, rather unfortunate, but I guess I need some bad luck with all of the good luck that has been following me along in this game. So I was thinking of playing Oleum somewhere. I was thinking of playing Oleum with Oka. I missed a nice parallel play. I knew I had a parallel play there. I had this, but I missed it somehow. Yeah, it was a bad miss. I played Relium down column M. The reason why I played Relium was to, in fact, block his potential bonus that would start with an S. So not many bonus openings for him. In fact, for 7-letter words, there aren't, except for this S start, bonus starting with an S, he doesn't have another place. So I played Relium, hoping that I blocked his bonus somehow. So I played Relium. Yes, he's really struggling with bad tiles. Yeah, so he plays that, and yeah, I did see BUFFO. I saw that straight away, but I would never play that because it's too open. It's giving him a bonus lane, plus I'm giving an opportunity to play a word through the triple word row on row 8. And I also thought of Buffon. He's the obviously the legendary keeper from Italy. But for some weird reason, I missed out Buffoon. Such a buffoon I am. Obviously, there's buffoons here, but for some reason, I missed out. I thought of Buffon. I thought of Buffon. I missed out on Buffoon. And to make matters worse, I play a phony. I played offs. Could you believe that? Soka isn't a word, but I played it in such haste. I probably gave an impression to my opponent that I'm very confident with all of the words that I played, and he didn't challenge it. Okay, so look away, people. This is censored. Okay, you shouldn't do this sort of thing, but hey, he can challenge. He didn't. It's a comical move there. So yes, my opponent has a bonus, but he doesn't have a place. So he plays that solitary O, hoping to open up for me. I have awful tiles, and I played AUA. Not much to argue. I didn't play AUA there. I played AUA over there because I don't want him to play a double-double. I know I have the blank, but just in case he plays a double-double, I'm fairly sure I'm going to win this game right now because I'm 130 ahead, plus I have the blank. I don't want to give him a way through the back door to get back in the game, so no way. So I'm going to play AUA, no risk of the P hook because I have the blank. All the P's have been played. PAUA cannot be played anymore. So yes, for some reason my computer, the camera seems to come in and out of for some reason. I don't know why. Let me keep it this way. Maybe the camera won't shut itself down. Yes, my opponent had grease eyes. I hope that's how you spell it. And also cigarettes. Grease eyes with the other E. So he played cigarettes. He had 5 options. He played cigarettes. And I myself had a bonus, and I did the most nonsensical thing. I know I'm ahead and I have the blank, but I don't know. I had a brain fade and I played saviors with the false word there with SOO. So please look away. I don't know what's got into me. I played these false 3-letter words. So I duly was challenged off the board. Yes, I was off the board. And he played ZA and ZE. But yeah, I saw advisor with DOO, but I didn't want to give the I. When I played advisor, I would give him the I. The Q is still unseen, but I think I went into second gear there. I knew I had the game in the bag. Anyways, bad play. So I missed out on the bonus on that turn. On this turn, I had 3 options. You know, I straight away, I played advisor, didn't even think for a moment. And straight after I played advisor, I knew I had missed Jara Visors. Obviously, there are these other 2 options as well. I knew I had missed this. This would have been the most defensive option. I did see it straight after. So comical error. I guess I got into second gear because I knew the game was in the bag. So never do that. Try and get those extra spread points. Yeah. So he plays Mutt. I mean, whatever happens after this is academic. So I definitely got the rub of the green there. I picked up both the blanks. So let's move on to the second game that I played. Yes, I played this game against Devon Dublin, fairly easy opponent. But saying that, he did beat me last time I played him last week. So yeah, so I wanted to get my revenge on this game. And yes, I was duly obliged, you know, with my revenge game. You know, I beat him quite comprehensively. I played some really nice words. There were about 3 moves there, which I wasn't sure of. He didn't challenge them, but at the end of the game, it came out, they all came out good. You know, I didn't play any false words, so I was rather pleased with that. Okay, so let's swiftly go through this game because the interesting games are coming up. All right, so first move, I played Gouger. It's a French word. I'm pretty sure it's a French word. It's some form of French delicacy, a food type. Yes, made with dough balls, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely, it's a French delicacy, French food that they make in France. So I played Gouger. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I had a couple of other options as well. He challenges it. So let me just whiz through this game. Nothing much to discuss here. It was an easy win for me. So he plays Kin. I played Kiev, fairly straightforward moves. He plays Lev. I didn't want to play Jutes. If I was playing someone stronger, I would have played Jutes, but I could see what he's trying to do there. So I want to get my bonuses in, not faff about. So he plays Dildo, and I was very pleased with this move. I was only half sure of this move. I thought it may have been phony, but in fact, the move is good. I played Eftus, quite like that, Eftust. Yep, and he plays Oi. And again, you know, I'm playing someone who's, yeah, rated much below where I am rated. So I got into second gear again. Bad habits. I need to be on my top game. But I have my blank as well. I'm leading by 80, so I didn't want to sort of push myself. I missed hygienic. Easy word. I really should have spotted that, but there we go. I didn't. So I played Icy. He plays Kant. I played Chair of that C. There are no bonuses I missed on that occasion. And yeah, I didn't miss any bonuses here as well. So I made Bogey. And he plays Jew. There are no bonuses here as well. So I had a feeling I may have missed something, but no, there are no bonuses that I missed. So I played Hot, rather difficult spot, but I was happy that I spotted that. I could have played the UH option as well. So he plays Tender, and I played Sweeling. I was only half sure of it, but it's good. Sweeling is good. Then my opponent plays Up Bear, and I played Goa. And I had... at this moment, I had Assam nicely lined up as a parallel play with Uggs, Pooh, and Bam, but he takes that opening out of the equation. So I had the Assam, as you can see, I knew PODE wasn't the word. So I got rid of my MOA because there are 2 A's left. So I need to get rid of my A and not my I because there's only one solitary I unseen. And yes, and I had this amazing bonus to follow that up. I had remixes. Again, I was only half sure, but it is a good word. It is a valid word. I had a couple of other options as well, Myrexes and remixes. Oh no, my camera is always going off. I don't know what I can do to keep this active. Okay, I'll just tap on it from time to time. All right, so then my opponent plays Zoist, and yeah, fairly academic. What happens after that? Fairly comprehensive win. Got my revenge. So yeah, so okay, now my day starts. Now 3 of the most difficult games that I played today. 2 of them against Sammy. I don't know why I played him 2 games. Apparently they had to give me another repeat, but I didn't complain because I'd rather play the tough opponents than play the easier opponents, because that's what I want. I want some solid games. I'd rather we play second or third with some tough games than have straightforward games against easy opponents. All right. So Sammy was my first international player that I played way back in 1997 in Washington, D.C. My first international tournament, World Championships in Washington, D.C. Yeah, it was my first game against him. I was a 16-year-old. Sammy was also rather young. Yeah, I have tales to tell about that. I'll do an interview with him one of these days, and then you can hear those tales with Sammy. Yes, I had a very difficult rack. I didn't want to change all of my letters because I already have 3 E's, 4 E's, and the bag probably has less vowels. So I just thought I'd have a vowel just in case I'll get a bunch of consonants, which is exactly what happened, in fact. Okay, so my opponent plays highs, and thank God I hang on to at least 1 vowel, or else I wouldn't have had no vowels. So I had a bunch of options here. So I didn't mind hanging on to 2 R's. Yes, these options are there, but I didn't want to give that E next to the triple letter square. Yes, I rather like the synergy with the TRR. The S is there for me as a floater. Potentially, if I pick up an E, I could have bonus friendly letters. So I chose to play Kij. Another idea behind Kij was also just in case Sammy forgot that Kij doesn't take an S. Kij is a blocker. It takes no hooks at the front or at the back. Just in case he wasn't sure of that, I could catch him out. That's another reason why I played Kij. But Sammy is a pro. At the end of the game, he told me he knew Kij didn't take an S. So he plays Call. Now, I didn't play the best move here. Yeah, a couple of good moves there. I didn't see any of them. For some reason, I thought I had 3 R's, and then I miscalculated and I played TIR. R, very bad move. I should have played TT because getting rid of the 2 I's was priority. But for some reason, I thought I had another R. Again, half asleep. I don't know why I did that, but it didn't matter because the subsequent move I picked up horrible letters. It wouldn't have mattered whether I had the 2 R's or not. I would have had to change them anyways, because again, bad rack. I changed all of it because I didn't see any blanks thus far. So I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to pick up the blanks. So I changed all of them. That's what I did. I changed all of them, as you can see on the screen there. Change all of my letters. Yes, my opponent is struggling with consonants. I'm struggling with vowels. And yeah, because I changed all my letters, I was rewarded with a blank on my subsequent turn. I had a few options. Yeah, 3 bonuses there. Mooney's, Isonome, and Noisome. I didn't see Isonome. I think I may have played Isonome if I had seen it. I was happy with Noisome. Yes, so I played Noisome because... And then my opponent plays Often. So it's fairly straightforward move for him. So a challenging rack for me. So I played AVA. I had 4 A's. Definitely, I need to get rid of 2 of those A's. AVA, fairly straightforward move. The computer concurred that it was the best move. My opponent is still struggling with consonants, so he plays Bib. At this point, it's fairly straightforward moves for both of us. So I was half sure of Wayne. I didn't want to take a chance, but I got rid of the same letters. Again, yeah, I wanted to play as many times as I possibly could. Another blank is still unseen. 3 S's are unseen. The S, the Z, the Q, all unseen. So I want to pick up those. Yep. So I played Wade instead of Wayne, 3 points less. Again, my opponent is still struggling with, it's not too bad, that particular rack. So he plays Borrow. He had 2 O's there. He plays Borrow. And yes, at this moment, I have a few options to play Jota parallel to, on column L. I can play Jean or Jeet. I was a bit concerned that I was giving him this, he's obviously going to get a score of 40 in return if he plays a 5-letter word down column A. but I didn't mind that because I need the score. So I played Jeet instead of Jean because why did I play Jeet? What did I play? I played Jean instead of Jeet because I have the A. Therefore, I can hook on to the A and A if I wanted to. Yeah, so my opponent played Lane. It's a nice setup for him. He's hoping to pick up another I and play QI, QI. I took a while to play this move. I'm behind on time, but it took a while. I was convinced I was missing out something. I straight away saw Acolyte, but Acolyte here on row 2 and Acolyte on row 4, row 14 horizontally. I just didn't like the way it was placed. I missed catalyte, so that was the word that I should have spotted. I had probably stored that in the back of my head somewhere, but I wasn't able to recall that word. So yeah, it took a while to see whether there were words I was missing through that T, through that E, through that N, but eventually I succumbed and I played Acolyte. It's riskier. Oh my gosh, this camera is a bit funny. It's riskier above because it gives him a nice bonus lane on row 1 to finish with AN, just above that AN. So I played Acolyte and I was bracing myself for a real humdinger because the board's now blown wide open. He plays QIS, so he definitely gave me the impression that he has another S. I just have to keep scoring points. I can't afford to block any of these openings. I played Juves or Juves, and then my opponent plays Gox. And while my opponent was thinking about playing his move, I straight away saw Enzian. So it turned out to be a real humdinger after Acolyte to Enzian for 70 odd points. I straight away saw Enzian 77 points. And then, yes, and then, yeah, I'm comfortably ahead by 67. So unless my opponent bingoed on this turn, the game is going to peter out into a win, easy win for me. So at this moment in time, I had Duatino lined up through this floating N. So I was hoping he would take a chance and probably hope to pick up a bonus, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. He was wise enough to block this bingo lane so that I wouldn't get my bingo and go out on a big win. So yeah, so he plays Notem and I played Domi. I had a few other scoring options parallel to Acolyte, but I was just hoping, I blocked his Arums, A-R-U-M-S, if that's a word. Maybe it's not a word, but I was hoping he would play something like Sura with Kijas. I ribbed him at the end. But yeah, you can see on the chat here. Didn't want to try Kijas. He said, no, it's not good Lord. Yeah, because he knew Kijas isn't a valid word. So he didn't try Kijas, so he played Race. Yeah, so that was a game where I was rather lucky, I would say, because I picked up both the blanks. Let's move on to the next game. I was totally miffed as to why I had to play Sammy once more, but bring it on, bring all the good players, because that's what I want. I'm here to get in some good games. I'd rather play some tough opponents and lose than play easier opponents and have a boring day. So this is the game where the game was drawn. So let me walk you through this game. I'm just waiting for it to load. Let me just tap on my screen so that it doesn't fade out. I'm going to examine the game. Very interesting game. So the first move, I think, Figo is a move there instead of AGO because IA blank has huge bonus potential behind it than IF blank. Yeah, it's tough rack for my opponent. So he chooses to play Vivo. So he clearly wants to clog me up because Vivo doesn't take an S. All right. So so I didn't want to play Zoo there because the game would probably pan out better and it will be more open game because the top right quadrant is probably more open than having to force him to play on the bottom left. So yeah, and I knew Vivo doesn't take an S, so it's very unlikely that the board's going to pan out on that direction unless I played something there. That's why I didn't want to play Zoo. So I had the blank, so I wanted to play a little cat and mouse there, make him think that I didn't have the blank. So he duly obliged. He played both, and he duly obliged with an opening. I had airmail. I straight away saw airmail as I got my letters, and I have a place for it to be played. And he plays Ginny, all right? And I was only half sure whether he took an S or not. I definitely was sure of the D hook for Ginny in the front. Now, this came back to bite me at the end because this was the word that I ended up challenging. All right. So I picked up these letters. I picked up C Mayan. Rather strange coincidence because the previous game I probably played Noisome on that same location. So you know these letter combinations following me. Okay, I played Noisome. So this time it's minus the O plus the E. I played C Mayan. All right. So he plays Dachuras. And I thought for a moment, and I said to myself, this is such a big move, and I'm always very unsure about the Genie variants, the DJI, and then which one takes an S, which one doesn't take an S. So I ended up challenging this move, and this is the reason why I drew the game, because if I did challenge it, I would have won the game by 5 points. But I challenged this move. I took a while, I challenged it, and I lost 5 points. But yeah, now these are my letters. Yeah, I have no place to offload my Q, you know. Number 11, I have potential openings through the E floaters and the S floaters. Sorry about that. Just let me activate my camera. And the S is also a floater. I can also hook onto the D, E, D. So the both slightly open for bonuses. So I change Q and 4 E's. He plays an amazing move here, cathexis, and I pick up a bonus straight after that. Wiretap, fairly straightforward moves for good players. Most players would see these moves. And now my opponent picks up another bonus straight after this. So he plays 3 bingos consecutively. Sidereal. So yeah, I probably got psyched out at this moment because I was just blown away by the 3 bonuses. I really should have played Mercs. Unfortunately, I didn't play Mercs, but I played Mark's suboptimal move. I don't know. I knew Mercs, but yeah, suboptimal move there. Played Marks. My opponent plays WAP for a decent score, 42 points. And I have bad letters, but I have good moves to bail me out. Fox, I saw Fox, yes. Fox is a good move. My opponent, again, is struggling with bad letters, but he still has some good plays. Kin, and you may think this is a horrible wreck, but I was able to spot this amazing little move here through this crowded little spot here. Louis for almost 40 points, 39 points. I was very pleased with that move. I guess that move wouldn't have worked if I had played Mercs because the U would have been there. But that's no excuse for me to miss out on Mercs instead of Marks. So yeah, but that was a good move. Eventually, Louis. Then my opponent plays Weber, and now I'm a bit wary about the end game because 7 tiles left. Ideally, I want to leave him with 2 or 3 tiles in the bag. So, but I'm behind by 40 points, and I can't see any obvious scoring opportunities. So I'm really under the cosh here. So I eventually succumb to play Yule. So in terms of the end game scenario, I leave him with 3 letters in the bag, but in terms of the score, I'm behind by 22. So I'm really hoping he's going to be stuck with some bad letters. He doesn't have any vowels. I did observe here at this point that there are only 3 vowels in scene. So I was hoping that with the in-game scenario, I'm behind on the score, but I have the right scenario with the tiles. I can leave him with 3 tiles or 2 tiles. I left him with 3 tiles, but I'm a bit behind on the score though, to really cause him some problems in the end-game scenario. So as expected, he doesn't have any vowels, so he plays Nat. All right. Now, yes, so I have 4.5, almost 5 minutes to think of my end game. So yes, so bunch of stuff going through my head. As far as I'm aware, in my mind, I'm thinking DJINNIS is a word. In fact, it isn't. So this is where you need to be absolutely sure and thorough with your words. So because I got burnt by the genie's hook, I'm thinking DJINNIS is a word, and he's going to play code or something. All right. So what eventually happened was, yeah. So I wanted to block that genie's play by my opponent. So I played Homie. So I was fairly confident I've sealed the win here because I could only see him playing something like Doug. All right. And the way I worked it out, I could see that I win by 2 points. If he plays Doug, I have LEIR because he doesn't have another place to play a decent move anywhere else. But he thought for a while, and I also noticed after a while that he does have the Oda play. So I play Homie, he plays Oda. Now I can't prolong the game because he doesn't have a place for his C. So I was thinking maybe I could play one tile at a time, block out his C. But yeah, the margin's too big, and I don't have enough time to catch him out. I don't think even if I had stopped him from playing the C somehow, because he readily has this GNU option, it wouldn't be enough for me to beat him. So I was happy to go out for the draw. I finished the game and I finished with the draw. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough for the victory. I wish I hadn't challenged Jinnis, but that's how it goes sometimes. So this is my last game against Austin. I have a few minutes before this call ends. I don't know how long I have, probably about 5-6 minutes. So I'll go through this fairly quickly. Yes, again, I lost this game. I probably had a few opportunities to win this game, so it gives me good motivation to study my words. I missed out on 2 or 3 bonuses, low probability bonuses. So really, it gives me good impetus for me to study some more words. I always think I'm a good player, but not good enough to beat the champs. All right. So my opponent, as you can see, plays Laggard. I play LEK, hang on to RIRE, because I have the D floating and also all these E's floating for me to probably score a bonus through them if I picked up the right tiles. He plays Mavi, and I picked up nice letters. I've had Marina, but when he plays Mavi, I play Marina as a double-double. So that worked out well for me. My opponent plays Per. Now, this was the move that gave me a lot of grief. So I have a few scoring opportunities. I did see ZO, ZO leaves me with amazing tiles, Siren. But in case I did pick up a bonus, I didn't have a spot on this board. Well, there are a couple of spots, but the bonus would probably have to start with an S or would start with an NE, because I'm fairly sure PUGH didn't take an S. I was fairly sure of that. And yes, it doesn't take an S. So yeah, I mean, if I didn't prolong on this move, if I didn't take too much time on this move, I would have played Zado straight away. But I did take some time on this move, and I spotted this amazing play, Ionized. Now I had a quandary between the two moves. I had to play Zo, whether to play Ionize. I was scoring 12 points more, plus I had a chance to pick up the blank. So 12 points was too much for me to forego. All right. But computer thinks playing Zo is better than Ionize in terms of its equity value. All things considered, it thinks Zado is better. Obviously, I missed out on the bonus personalized. Now that's for Nigel Richards and the best of the rest. Yeah. So Sazin is even if I had seen Sazin, I wouldn't have played it. It places the S on a very vulnerable spot. I wouldn't have played Sazin. It would have been for me between Zo and Ionize, personalized if I had known the move. So I'm not kicking myself too much there. I played Ionized, and I didn't pick up good letters. I, in fact, gave him the floater to play Dahlia. I, in fact, have a bonus here. This is for the extreme pros. I missed out on chatbots, but I played the third best move. I played back. He plays Anna to take out that opening triple word square opening. I have spotted. I was tempted to play Pers and spotted, but no, Pers is not good. So Zep is good, a good score for 36 points. A good move for 36 points. I have squatted. Squatted is in fact not a word. I missed out on another bonus. Okay, so this is my third bonus I missed out on. So lots of motivation to study more words. Not a very sort of high probability bonus, but escorted 14,000 in terms of its probability rank. Yep, I missed out on that. So maybe I deserve to lose this game because I missed out on 3 bonuses. So again, it's the best of the best. You can't afford to miss 3 bonuses and hope to win and claim that you were unlucky. So I was going for the jugular there. So obviously it takes an E hook and a T hook, and I had some decent tiles. So I put him under pressure. I took a chance, and he had a very challenging rack. So he chooses to block that opening. I straight away say desisted. It was an easy spot for me. So it's a fairly straightforward move for him, QI, QI. And at this point, I'm feeling fairly confident because I have the X and I block out these floaters, the T, the E, the D floaters out with a reasonable score close to 50 points. And I'm thinking, I've got the game in the bag. This doesn't take an S. But he comes out with this amazing play. This is what happens when you play the best of the best. Xylonite for 100 points is there with the Z as well. Now, obviously, I'm staring down the barrel. At this present time, my win probability is probably gone down to about 10%. So I play WAF, hoping to pick up the J, so I put him in a fix, whether you should block the J opening, whether you should block these floaters for a bonus, but he in fact had the J. So he thought for a while and he took out all the floaters. The game's in the bag for him. I don't have the S hook. So yeah, the game's lost at this point. Yeah, and yeah, whatever that happens after this is fairly academic. So yeah, it was a very challenging round. This particular round 12, with these 5 games, I really enjoyed these games. I was probably given a very tough draw, with 4 solid players, 4 solid players who are rated above 2100 in Google. So yeah, but I was fairly pleased with my plays. I played fairly solidly. Obviously, this game leaves me with lots to think about. I missed out on 3 bonuses: one a 9-letter word, one a very low probability word chatbots, and also I miss out on S cotton. So that gives me lots of impetus and motivation to study my bonuses, which is exactly what I'm doing.